Alrighty, welcome everybody. We are here for the 5 card draw for Scorpio season. Scorpio season is from October 23rd, which was yesterday, through November 22nd. So before we even get into the 5 card draw, I began this last month with a 5 card draw for October. And I was reflecting on it and I thought, let's do it by season. Let's do it by astrological month. It actually makes more sense. So welcome to Scorpio season. If you are a sun sign Scorpio, happy solar return. Again, we're made up of all 4 elements and we have all the signs within the wheel of our natal chart. So depending on what you have there, which planets, which house, that also matters. We're going to get into ascension symptoms first. I'm going to share my screen here briefly. If you're not familiar with the Schumann Resonance, it is the frequency of all who inhabit the earth plane and as the sun and the central sun, and also our consciousness interact with each other. We are going into the age of light. So right now we are integrating more light into our density of our bodies. And we are seeing here on the same day the sun moved into Scorpio, major influxes of light. Ascension symptoms vary. I'll share what I'm feeling personally, and there's a heat in my body. There's also a vibration, can come up through your feet, your hands, different parts of your body, a tingling. Yesterday on the 23rd, as the sun moved into Scorpio, very emotional. So we're busting out the density, we're releasing emotions. And I had experienced a lot of dizziness yesterday as well. Today I'm feeling that heat within my body, a vibration. Personally, I woke up with this pinky feeling tingly, and a lot of people are experiencing also headaches, tension in their muscles. So a lot of people are reporting feeling a lot of tension through the neck and the shoulders. And so for me, what resonates with my soul is just knowing that we are integrating a lot of high frequency into this density, right, in the body. So make sure you always hydrate. It's important for us to follow our own inner compass at this time because there's so much energy out there that's wanting to distract us as we are going in through this huge transformation into Scorpio season. A lot of deception, a lot of betrayals coming up. And also would like to show the K index here, if I can get my tab to move over. So here we have where the K index was going into yellow, and that is basically a moderate geomagnetic storm. It's the same type of energy charge within the atmosphere of Earth and all who dwell here. It's the same energy that creates the auroras. So that's how I describe it to people who don't understand, who don't think of the concept of we are energy beings, and as we're shifting and going through these transformational times, that of course a lot of people are tuned in with this and can feel it. So again, headaches, it can cause nausea, it can cause very high levels of fatigue. And I noticed also too that a lot of times when we start having these geomagnetic storms come into our atmosphere, our eyesight is adjusting. This can cause blurry vision. This can cause a red eye. This can cause a feeling of like one day your vision's pretty good and the next day it's like, whoa, it's very blurry. Again, I do not replace any medical help. So if you feel like you need medical help, please do seek that out. But we have to understand that we are directly influenced, and we directly influence the sun and these geomagnetic storms. And so with the planet Earth and all who dwell here, going into a new area in space, a new frequency, we are just shifting and changing at a rapid rate. And so that higher vibration will feel super intense to any of us who are tuned in and can feel it. And even people who are not aware of what's going on, there's also been huge reports of heart flutters, and then also feeling in the back heart chakra a lot of density coming up from upping out of our bodies as well. Again, emotional purging. And then we also have the frequency just being super intense as we go into Scorpio season. It's the most intense sign. It's known to be very psychological and very like a sign that wants to go deep. And so where we are on the playing field, you know, and we have eclipse season happening this year during Scorpio season. So that's just magnifying the intensity that many of us are feeling at this time. We have the solar eclipse on October 25th in the sign of Scorpio at 2 degrees, followed by the lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus, the north node, where the collective needs to go into more of a energy of valuing our body, increasing our self-worth as divine children of Creator, remembering who we are. And on the same day as Sun moved into Scorpio, we have the planet of Saturn, restrictions, limitations, and also great wisdom utilized throughout our lives of going direct. So, you know, time to wipe the cobwebs from our eyes to see things for what they are. And as we go into Scorpio season, it's an intense sign anyway. So with these eclipses and the big players like Saturn, and then Pluto went direct as well recently at the beginning of October, which would have been on the 8th, the ruling planet of Scorpio season. We just have a lot of big forward momentum, big transformation. And then the ancient ruler, co-ruler of Scorpio, Mars, set to go retrograde in the sign of Gemini on October 30th. What is Mars and Gemini? Mars is our physical action, our physical energy. Mars can also be aggression, warring, in the sign of Gemini, a planet, a sign of communication, short travel, siblings, local community. And so pay attention to all of these transformations. I pre-drew the 5 cards again for this share. I started this last month, so I'm hoping that you enjoy it. So let's get right into it. The first deck that I chose for this Scorpio season is none other than the Mystical Shaman by Colette Baron Reed. And the reason I was drawn to this deck, I believe, is because it is very shamanic. Scorpion energy is very psychic, intuitive if you listen to it. And so I wanted to bring forth a lot of this ancient wisdom. It's not new or new age, it's ancient. And a lot of it is because of the frequencies of the light coming into us, coming into our earth plane, helping us, blasting the density, helping us remember who we are, to gain our spiritual strength and muscles, to remember our true, authentic self-worth, and to tap into that ancient wisdom at this time. That's how transformation of Scorpio season is laid out to help us evolve and transmute anything of the past that no longer works, right? Burn it off. So expect to go deep because it is a fixed water sign. It's feminine energy, but it's ruled by kind of masculine planets. So it's a good, healthy balance for all of us. The first card we got was the Smoky Mirror, card 47. 7 plus 4 is an 11, so it's a master number. So for me, this is a sign intuitively that we are busting through the veils. Scorpio season is known to be when the veils are the thinnest. So seeing through the lies, the deception, seeing through the smoking mirrors. Let's see what the card says in the book. The smoky mirror represents the aspects of what is implied, yet cannot immediately be known in the world. The mystery of how things come together and how they fall apart without obvious casualty. This symbol also represents the shadow of the human psyche. the parts of the self that one disowns. And is this perfect for Scorpio season? Again, what I said, pardon me, a very psychological sign, very deep. Scorpio energy is known for, you know, all of the taboo type things that the world has shamed us for. This, I'm going to repeat this part. This symbol also represents the shadow of the human psyche, the parts of self that it disowns. The smoky mirror can also represent a state of denial or the inability or refusal to see truth. Pardon me, I got a tickle. All of a sudden. So maybe a lot of you are clearing your throat chakra at this time. That's fascinating. So when the smoky mirror message appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self. Acknowledge that past and the limits of your current ability to perceive. There is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order, but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of the world reflect, in the hidden realms, all aspects of human journey are celebrated. Look, it's 2022. A lot of us have been speaking about how through September, towards the end of the year, we're going to intensify a lot of the world stage fuckery, propaganda agendas. We're going to amp up. It's going to look intense. Again, that Mars square Neptune, people getting lost in the illusion, losing their heads, so to speak, conflict between the intellectual mind and the heart. Balance yourself out. Time to reel yourself back in. Again, introspection during Scorpio season to hold your own energy accountable as things get dismantled, as Pluto is in Capricorn, the structures, the authorities who think they are causing chaos, confusion within the masses. Look through the smoking mirrors, look for the higher perspective. It's going to get darker. So, the beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage, no matter where you are in the journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which you are meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the smoky mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder once the fog lifts the distortions that you see now. So again, smoking mirror, look through the illusions, be the master of your own energy. 4 plus 7 again is a master number, 11. It's also to me symbolic of the pillars of light. So you've seen in the Schumann Resonance, those pillars of light that we're integrating. So next we got the circle card number 8 from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Again, drew 2 messages ahead of time before I came on. So this to me intuitively is just to remember who we are, to embrace our diversity, to stay in the center in your heart. Don't get caught up in the outside world of those who propagate warring, separation, division. This message is unification, interconnectedness, and the continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one. Dancers in the unified consciousness, inclusive circle. So again, at this time with the veil being thinner, a lot of us being hypersensitive, psychic, make sure you know what energy is yours and what separates it from others, because a lot of us are picking up on the collective consciousness of fear, of doubt, of worry, of war. So make sure you are cleansing and clearing your energy field daily. Check in with yourself. Check in with your soul. This card reminds us that the cycles of life and the evolving self are ever changing and always connected. Human, spirit, nature, and the cosmos are intrinsically connected. So as again, what I was saying, as above, so below, a lot of intensity, a lot of transformation. It's important for us to know what our energy is, as the veils are definitely thinner during Scorpio season, a lot of intense transformation going on within our bodies, integrating more light, like having feelings of feeling hot and then cold, like having a difficult time regulating your body temperature. But just understand that this mystery, this great connection that God, creator, source created us, that our body adjust and adapt. And again, like it says in this message, going through great change. And humans sometimes put their heels in with change. I know I do with a fixed Taurus moon, but it's important for us to understand the bigger picture and the interconnected part of all of us. And see, the difficult part with it is right now is there are people awakening and then there's still people asleep, obviously, right? We're all on a little different path, all leading to the same place. But as we are, whatever consciousness level you are in personally, there's others that aren't there. And so that's where we see this polarity and duality of warring and conflict. And those that think they're in power, as I say, think they are in power, who want to dictate over the oneness and the awakening of the planet and of consciousness right now, they also know what is happening. And so the darkness is squirming to keep their superficial power, as we all remember who we are in our own divinity. And that's where the true power is, that illuminated heart, right? So next, I drew a couple of messages from the Star Code Astro deck to go along with these messages for Scorpio season. And the first message we got from that is ninth house, card 47 again from this deck. So that again is a 11 master number, a pillar of light, exploration, higher learning. And when I say higher learning, it does not mean just third dimensional learning, right? The tangible in your intellectual mind, the traditional of if you're educated in a system that's in place, that you are higher learning. Now, this is asking us spiritual exploration, different perspectives, a higher perspective of what we're going through in this evolution. So the ninth house would contain the international airport. So this is also foreign, quote, or far land exploration, right? Maybe a culture that you weren't raised in, busting the barriers of that and learning about different cultures or distant lands. University or broadcasting tower. The ninth house is the original World Wide Web. It speaks of how we expand our world through official and unofficial higher education, travel, international understanding, philosophy, and global communication. So this is where that interconnectedness is really coming in. You know, we are connected through our souls. I recently looked up under one nation under God, and the true meaning of that is earth dwellers. A nation wasn't a chunk of land, it was all earth dwellers. And I found that fascinating. It's also a good time for not only the exploration, but the inner introspective. So a great time to disconnect from a lot of the agendas that are happening that you can tap into energetically, but also the internet. Explore new things. Take a tangible book during Scorpio season. Sit in the evening and read a book that fills your heart with joy. Read something that's making you explore new ideas, new philosophies, new ways, right? So we're all busting out of the box that we've been put into. We've all been enslaved. Those that think they're in power definitely have targeted certain races, certain cultures, definitely more than others. However, we have to bust out of that linear thinking and go, we've all been enslaved by these agendas, whether it be government, religion, institutions of any kind, because that Pluto in Capricorn's busting the energy loose of deception and lies. And really, Pluto and Scorpio energy wants to transform into something more genuine and authentic. So the next message we got was card 34, the North Node, future. We have the North Node full lunar eclipse happening on election day of the United States. This is where the collective should be heading towards. Now, again, never to discredit what the South Node is and what the South Node teaches us being in Scorpio, but to head towards a new value. It is to head towards a future of more beauty, where there's more, we get out of the mindset of lack and go into that North Node energy in Taurus of genuine self-worth, figuring out within us our own resources, how we can find beauty in this experience. This is huge with this scorpionic energy in the 5-card draw today, because this eclipse first happening in Scorpio in just a couple of days, tomorrow, actually, 25th, Tuesday. But then again on November 8th, the full lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is the excess. That is the total lunar eclipse that will be taking place. So there's going to be a lot of shocks, surprises. With that North Node in Taurus, we have the great awakening planet of Uranus, which is shaking things up. It's about electrifying. It's about being a rebel with the North Node. So it's expect the unexpected. And this could be too, along with the Schumann spikes and whatnot, the energy that I've been feeling of the buzzing and the energy of vibrations within our bodies. Interesting. So the last one that I pre-drew was a feminine deck, and it is the Goddess Guidance Oracle. I wanted to bring through the feminine energy because, you know, this is a very intense time for all of us. If you're energetically sensitive anyway, it's important, like I said, to see through the smoking mirrors, listen to your body, hydrate, ground, have a spiritual intention to connect every day so that you can see the higher perspective and rise above all of the death, no matter what form, the death of the old. It's very intense. It's very transformational, not freaking easy. So if you say it is, you're probably fooling yourself. We've all been really guided over the last 2 years specifically to start waking up out of the slumber, to start seeing our interconnectedness, to look through the smoking mirrors, the lies, the deceptions, the illusions, the delusions, explore something higher. Remind yourself that we're all connected in that inner circle, yet we're playing out on the earth plane different levels of where we are. We are in the Great Awakening, in the doorway to the age of Aquarius. That is about future. And now currently, North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, a lot of death, rebirth, trying to stay optimistic about that future. So the message we got from the Goddess Guidance Oracle is the Goddess Arakira. The message is blossoming. You are just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. I thought this was very, very fitting. Let's read from this message. You're just getting started, so have patience with yourself. In many ways, you are like a flower bud who is ripe and ready to open and grow. Don't try to rush this process, as it is part of your beautiful path. Enjoy learning new knowledge and skills. Take your time to gather new ideas. Nurture your body with plenty of fresh air, sunshine, water, and healthful food. Soon enough, you'll get the unmistakable signal that it's time for you to put your learning into action. Spend time among the flowers or work with flower essences and oils to support your growth. So diffuse essential oils. I have a few different sprays again that are the flower essences. I take a tincture that's a flower essence. They're saying this is beneficial during Scorpio season to soften things up, to smell, take time to smell the roses, so to speak, as a metaphor, right? So the extended message for this card is slow down, have patience, get involved with gardening, use aromatherapy, and keep your faith. This is the suggestion during Scorpio season. So the goddess Eru Kiryu is a Celtic and Germanic goddess who multitasks as an earth mother deity, a fairy queen, and also a bridge between earthly life and the hereafter. Wow. So the veil's a lot thinner right now. Make sure you have that spiritual intention to connect every day of to who you truly are, your higher self, your oversoul, but also make sure you're present in your body. Again, that Neptune and Pisces energy can create the feeling of escapism because this world's just too intense, all the warring and the conflict and the agendas. It's important more than ever as we're integrating this light as above, so below, to stay present in your body. Don't numb out. Don't escape. Light workers, way showers, you are at the forefront of this to help yourself so that you can therefore later on, when we start really seeing the fallout of the mass genocide that's been happening on the planet over it's been happening a long time, but they amped it up over the last couple of years so that we can be the ones there with that heart, with that compassionate heart, with our higher learning, right? And the exploration that we've taken the time to do, to be the light bringer, to be the one that's walking forth to help others. Wow. She helps us put our goals and challenges into perspective so that we don't needlessly stress ourselves. Call upon her for emergency money or help in manifesting supply. She is especially fond of assisting artists and inventors. So to me, as I'm feeling into these card messages, you guys, for Scorpio season, we know we're in intense times, right? Scorpio season now is upon us. It's about to get more intense. There's going to be a lot more revelations, a lot more information coming out. Mars in the planet, in the sign of Gemini, of communication. We really have to make sure that we're holding our energy accountable at this time and not going down to the lower vibrations of fear. I mean, again, if you feel it, lean into it and feel it, but also clear your energy every day because you could be picking up on the collective fear, which all of that, think about that as the circle, as all of us being interconnected, it can become so intense. And that's why I say, make sure you're hydrating, make sure you are clearing your energy field, even your space. Let's do a chakra and an I am, and then we'll close this up. Again, this is for Scorpio season 10/23, October 23rd through November 22nd. So God, Creator, Source, I always bless this deck with divine white light. God, Creator, Source, I ask for clear communication to bring forth which chakra we can assist ourselves with for clearing any blockages, for balance, for harmony. So which chakra would like to come forward for Scorpio season? Which chakra for Scorpio season? I'm going to take a nap after this. Mysticism. You cannot make this up. Oh my God. So the purple in this deck is the crown chakra. Scorpio is very much so about mysticism, higher learning, psychic abilities, a thinning of the veil, occult, anything that brings forward your very unseen mysticism. And this also, to me, reminding us to trust the mystery in this life, to know that we are not going to have all of the answers. That's why I don't do predictions on my channel. My intention always is for, guidance, inspiration, even awareness. And so the purple messages in this deck are for our guidance, intuition, secrets, integrity, knowledge, spirituality, inner child, mystery, and dignity. So the mysticism card is asking us, am I going to ignore my intuition? What I suspect is probably true. I must breathe. So again, we're being asked to trust our own inner divine, our own intuition. I say it so often here on my channel because that's where your true power is. God created us in his, her image, and we have all of the powers and then more. It is wise to be the observer during Scorpio season. Do not respond until you are certain. So again, back to that introspective message during Scorpio season, it may be time to disconnect from a lot of the outside noise, to go inner, to just utilize an exploration of higher learning. To me would be bust out of the box of the traditional school systems, because they are here to put us in a box. We got to expand out of that. Read a book, a nice tangible book. The unknown is not easy, but it is no longer necessary to fear. So again, with that South Node in Scorpio, we are all being asked to release our fears and to head towards that true north for the collective and Taurus, to find beauty, true self-worth, because that's where your power is. So ignoring signs is not a good idea at this time. Unknown motivations may come to the forefront. You have the opportunity during Scorpio season to trust your intuitive knowing. This also may bring up a fear of the unknown on your journey. The key words for this mysticism message is intuition, courage, and unchartered. So there is our message for Scorpio season. Message is come back and replay this anytime throughout the next month or so. See where you're at on the journey. And the I am affirmation for Scorpio season is I approve of myself. Get into your power. Get into your own knowing. Connect with your higher soul, God, creator, source of the universe. Gain your spiritual muscles through trusting your body, your intuition. Approve of yourself. Love yourself 120% as God created you in his, her image. In the physical only, if we only want to look at the physical. There's a really weird thing in society to where people get into this, I'm to this or I'm to that. And I always say, if we all looked the same, how boring this planet would be. So love yourself as you are, as you work on yourself, improve your self-worth, and approve of yourself. You're here on a divine mission. Much love to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel, please do check it out. Give it a like. Subscribe if you're called to. I would love to have you here. I always love the comments down below. Sending you guys so much love. Again, trust your intuition as we are in the thinning of the veil of Scorpio season. And again, very psychological, very deep emotions, a lot of integration. Always trust your own divine within you. Much love to you all. Shalom, shalom.